Sometimes I just like to stare into your soul and talk books. Does that make you uncomfortable? Soz. Everyone, welcome back to my sitting room. My name is Diesel and you are as always most welcome. Of course you are. 1,000 welcomes to you. Wahaha, I'm so Irish. I am still not doing a book I say still because I'm not sure if you will see this one before the other one that I just filmed, because technically I am from the future, the past, because I'm possibly not in the country right now, and if I am, well, this has all been a big shamble lie. Today I wanted to share with you my August TBR because I'm bringing lots of book on my holiers with me. Lots of books on my holiers, and I wanted to share which ones those were with you. The first one is Righteous by Kim Lehman. The tagline for this one was a story about a troubled girl who is effed up, going nowhere in life, and for some reason, I don't know why, but that really appealed to me. I'm pretty sure this one is a contemporary, so it'll be nice to have a contemporary in the break of all the fantasies and dystopian type things I've got going on. This one is Only Ever Yours by Louise O'Neill. This one was recommended to me by Paul Neefsey, who is an author and a YouTuber that I really respect, and he sold it as kind of the feminist answer to 1984 by George Orwell, and that really hooked me, and I've read some of the pages so far, and it actually it's really interesting. It's kind of like this play on how society treats women, and this society that these girls are living in is really like an extreme version of our society today. It's actually kind of scary. Then we have Justice Buried by Hilary Thompson. This one I don't know that much about actually. I got it off NetGalley and I kind of just requested it without really knowing what it was about. But I think it looks like kind of a slight fantasy kind of girl saves the world sort of, she has hidden destiny mission type thing. I just thought it looked good. Then we have Lying Out Loud by Cody Keplinger. Cody, of course, wrote The Duff, which I really enjoyed. Movie, not so much, but the book was amazing, so I thought this would be a good thing to try. Next, we have Contemporary Come Sit By Me by Thomas Hubler. This one is about a school shooting and the aftermath of said shooting, and how this new boy, my hand just cramped really badly, how this new boy comes into the school and gets the locker of the killer, I believe, who obviously did the shooting, and becomes obsessed with finding out what happened. Next we have Concentrate by William Sutcliffe. The concept of this one I just thought was really cool. It's set in a futuristic London where all these troubled teenagers are on this pill called Concentrate, and it's really meant to like stem their minds against to keep the population safe from these delinquent teenagers. And I think it follows the story of these 5 teenagers who one day just pick this man seemingly at random and like kidnap him and like hold a knife to him and chain him to a radiator and all these things, and the story is basically they've got this hostage and what they're going to do with him, and it's very much fueled by their dislike, I think, of this pill, and it's meant to be quite controversial and look at the real life of pharmaceutical companies and like governments, politicians, and how the media portrays teenagers and things, I think, but I'll get back to you with a review. The next one we have is The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Adia, at least I think that's how you pronounce her name. I really liked the concept of this one. It's about this girl who volunteers to marry this king. And the fact that she's volunteered is really odd because he has this history of marrying girls, keeping them for a night, and then murdering them. and people are really confused to why she would possibly ever want to volunteer for this marriage. And as a reader, we know it's because her sister married him and she obviously died, and now the main character is going to avenge her death. But everything is always, of course, is not what it seems. And it's just a really, I've read the preview so far and it's really beautifully written, and the world is very kind of Arabian Nights, real white of me to say, but like a Middle Eastern feel, and all the names are very Middle Eastern. I loved it. It was beautiful. Next one is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabah Tahir. Picture. Honestly, I'm reading this one because everybody won't shut up about it, and it has made me quite intrigued. Next we have Unaddressed in Blood by Kendar Blake. This is a paranormal one, which usually scares the bejesus out of me, but I figure I'm going to be on my holidays with my mom and dad, so then I can read it in the daylight and they will keep me safe. But it's about a boy who kills dead people. That is literally his job. And one day he is called to kill Anna, who is known by the locals as Anna Dressed in Blood, and he goes into her house to murder her, and he becomes the first person that she's ever let in the house without killing them, and the story unravels from there. I'm also hoping to read The Stars Never Rise by Rachel Vincent. To be honest, I'm not even really sure what this one's about. Something to do with a church and sins and souls and some guy who's like an exorcist and a girl who is bit of a badass. I'm not really sure, but the cover was really intriguing and I liked the preview, so Although technically it's not officially on my TBR to be read for August, I'm also going to try Alive by Scott Siegler. I say not officially because it's not on my Kindle at the moment, nor do I have an actual copy of it. I'm not even sure if it's out yet, but I saw a couple of booktubers talking about it, that they were excited to read it, so it just popped into my head as a thing that I might like to read. And finally, I have 2 physical books that I am going to read this August. The first one is, you can't really see that, but it's Boy Meets Boy by David Levitian. Is that how you say that? And also The Riverman by Aaron Starmer. These books are really exciting for me because not only was I given them by one of my favorite authors, Celine Castrovilla, who also sent me another one of her books, which I don't have on me right now, but she also sent these books signed by both Aaron and David, which is so freaking exciting for me because, like, yay, signed books. I have 4 signed books in my possession. No, 5 signed books. I have 2 Celine Castrovillas, I have these 2, and I have a book from my favourite author as a child, which was a woman called Cora Harrison, who I just happened to meet by chance. That's a story for another day though. And I'm bringing these with me on my holidays, and I just think they're so cool. I've never read anything by either of these authors, but I'm hoping that this will start a love story of authors for me while I'm gone. Anyway, that's all. I'm losing my voice. That just shows it's time to end this. Sorry for the pictures. I read mostly on a Kindle, so I don't have actual physical copies of most of the books. But thank you very much for being here, and tell me what you're reading this August or ever. I just want to know what you're reading. I'm just so interested in your lives. Tell me all of your lives in the most creepiest of way. Until next time, Slán.